Good morning, welcome to TNT, and today we will be talking a lot about the weather. Now, down here in the southern part of Thailand, we're certainly quite protected from the direct route of tropical storm Noru. But this is a big storm and it will have effects on the weather right around Thailand. And we'll check out exactly what's happening and how it will affect you on today's program. So yes, it is a lot about weather today, and we'll go through the latest weather reports, also preparations being made around Thailand for what is predicted to be very heavy rains. We'll also have a look at the synoptic charts so that you can see in real time what is happening at the moment. It's TNT, it's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Let's get started. This from the Bangkok Post, and it says that the northeast is bracing for Noru. Authorities are on high alert for rapidly intensifying Typhoon Noru, which is expected to be downgraded to a tropical storm. We can assume that that basically has already happened. Once these big hurricanes, typhoons, cyclones, all the same thing, once they hit land, they do dissipate quite quickly, but they still can drop a hell of a lot of rain. Now they're predicting, turn that off, that it's going to be reaching Thailand's northeast on Thursday and exacerbate woes in already flooded areas. Well, that Thursday it's probably going to be reaching Thailand sometime this evening. It's all been brought forward just a little bit, and already you can see on the synoptic charts when we check them a bit later that the clouds from Noru are already starting to spread into Thailand. Down the bottom there, according to forecast yesterday from the TMD, it was expected to make landfall in Vietnam on Wednesday before weakening to a tropical storm. It hit the coastline of Vietnam last evening, bringing or packing big winds and quite a lot of rain. Happy to report, though, that the winds aren't quite as strong as they thought they would be, but we'll get to a story on that soon. It says it will be downgraded to a tropical depression covering the northeast, the north and the central plains region of Thailand. Ubon Ratchathani, Sisaket, Surin and Buriram have been advised to brace for heavy rainfall brought by the storm. So those provinces pretty much in the direct line of the tropical storm Noru. However, there will be a lot of rain spreading further out from those provinces, and I suppose what they're trying to do is just get everybody ready for what could potentially be either a hell of a lot of rain or at very minimum just a lot of rain. Let's go to some of the charts today, and this one is a general satellite chart taken about half an hour ago, so that would have been 7:30 a.m. this morning Thai time, and it shows the storm having crossed the coastline of Vietnam just south of Da Nang, and now basically halfway across that strip of Vietnam, heading into Laos first, and then it will get to the Thai border and head across the middle of northeast Thailand, making its way through to central Thailand. Here is a sort of a animated version of what exactly is going on right now. Again, this taken about 7:30 this morning, and you can see the circles really centering around that area just south of Da Nang. You got that Laos area there, that town called Kong. It's pretty much heading for that at the moment, and then it'll be making its way through across the Thai border into northeast Thailand. And then we can also see just a wider shot, and you can see there, as you look at the bigger map there of Thailand, how the huge storm is sucking in air out of the Indian Ocean, and Phuket down there, south of Suratani. And of course that's what happens where the southern part of Thailand will be quite moist, as a lot of that moist air, humid air, is dragged through the Indian Ocean and into the southern part of Thailand. And there is also a current satellite picture there, also taken about half an hour ago at 7:30 a.m. Thai time, and you can see the circulating clouds, how big that is and how it's sucking in air from the South China Sea, the Gulf of Thailand and the Indian Ocean as the storm there crosses over Da Nang in Vietnam. So that storm It was travelling through the Philippines over the weekend. It killed 8 people. I think mostly were rescue workers as it happened, and it cut right through the middle of the Luzon island. Then it's been gaining strength again through the South China Sea, hitting Vietnam last night, now poised to enter into Laos and then into northeastern Thailand. We'll keep you up to date with that storm and any milestones that you need to know about. You're watching the TNT program, and thanks to our sponsors, 5 Star Marine. If you're looking for a private boat tour out of the island of Phuket, they head out of Boat Lagoon each day. So that's on the east side of Thailand, and they've got buses to pick you up, and they'll organise the whole thing. If you're wanting a cat, there we have. We've got Dina down there, just helping me get the program together this morning. So just further to the story about Tropical Storm Noru, and this is from The Nation, and it says that the disaster mitigation agencies are on standby as Noru hits provinces with heavy rain. Down the bottom there, hotels by the sea have also been told to advise their guests to stay out of the sea during strong winds, high waves and thunderstorms. And here's a number that may be useful to you. The number, a hotline, 1784, which is a 24-hour hotline. So 1784 is the number that you can call. I don't know if it's in Thai and English or any other languages, but 1784, if you're up in the northeast of Thailand or parts of northern Thailand, that may be something that you should just scribble down, put on the fridge if you get any problems. Let's go to some other stories today as I scroll back to the start. And Anutin says he's unfazed by Pheu big wins in Isan. The elections held in Isan over the weekend, provincial elections, and this is the Public Health Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and well, he sees himself as the future Prime Minister, and he says he's unfazed by what happened with the big election wins to Pheu, who are basically the opposition party to the coalition that Anutin is part of at the moment. And down there he said yesterday that Bumjai Thai, that's his party, was undeterred by the main opposition party's clear wins in 2 provincial government elections just 1 month apart. And I love this line. Mr. Anutin said the election would determine which party is the winner. Really? I think that's the way elections work. Let's just have a look at that line once again. Mr. Anutin said the election would determine which party is the winner. Well, I'm not sure if the current coalition government see that as a new way to decide who wins elections, but anyway, it's welcome to see that that's the way he believes elections should be won. To our next story, this was from Thai PBS World. Abortion legal in Thailand up to the 20th week of pregnancy from October the 26th. Let's see what this is about. A woman in Thailand who is no more than 20 weeks into her pregnancy will be able to seek a legal abortion with prior consultation from a medical practitioner to be conducted by a medical professional under an edict there. And it was announced on September the 26th, which was Monday, which means it will come into force in 30 days on October the 26th. And down the bottom there, if a woman who is less than 12 weeks pregnant insists on an abortion, her medical professional will perform the procedure as appropriate. So if that story is of interest to you, I would alert you to the quite long and detailed information there on the Thai PBS World article. It also says that basic medical information about abortion must be provided to the woman in a way that she will not be persuaded or pressured to make decisions against her will. Most importantly, the entire process must be kept strictly confidential, the spokesperson added. So just another way that Thailand is sort of moving forward quite radically, even with this very conservative government. So this is an interesting milestone in that particular debate. A story from The Nation. This caught my interest. Samui tourist claims Russian mafia squeezed $3 million worth of digital coins from him. So digital currency, cryptocurrency, it's not a real thing that you can hold in your hand. So they must have persuaded him to do some sort of digital transfer. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening with this story. A Russian tourist showed up at the Samui police yesterday complaining that a Russian gang had extorted 112 million baht value of cryptocurrency. The 31-year-old, who only identified himself as Evgeny, filed the complaint with the inspector yesterday. In his complaint, Evgeny claimed that 6 Russian men showed up at the coffee shop where he was having coffee with his wife and demanded he give them digital coins valued around US $3 million. Apparently this happened on September the 15th, though the alleged victim did not explain why he waited more than 10 days to file the complaint. Down the bottom there, he also did not explain why this alleged gang was picking on him. He only said that the 6 men arrived in a black van and a motorcycle and told them they wanted his digital coins. There, where are we? There they are, arriving on the motorbike, apparently caught on CCTV. He added that the gang continued following him and called him again on September the 18th, demanding more coins. There's something wrong with this story just as I'm reading through it, and I hope to be able to find out more and pass it on in coming days. But further to this, there's a shot apparently of some sort of transaction going on. Initial investigation unveiled security camera footage of the black van and motorcycle in question. The van was seen parking in front of an exchange booth where 2 men came out to exchange money. The CCTV footage also showed that the motorcycle was being driven by a foreigner. Police, however, did not find any footage of the men intimidating or talking to the Russian tourist. So there's more to that story, I figure, and we will, as I mentioned, do our best to try and bring you up to date with whatever is happening with that particular story. This is the TNT program, Tim Newton today. If you do get an opportunity, please subscribe to the channel. You wouldn't believe how much that actually helps us. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get emails or somebody arriving at your door. It just shows your support of the channel. So if you do get a chance, just click that subscribe button below. From the Bangkok Post, something that we reported the other day that seems now to be confirmed, that President Biden will not be among those joining APEC this year, and at least 5 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation leaders have confirmed their participation in the upcoming APEC summit, but one of them won't be the US President Biden, and apparently the Vice President Kamala Harris will be standing in his place. And to this story, calls grow for tougher rules on cannabis, and there we see the man in question, that is the Deputy Prime Minister Anutin, and health promotion networks are calling on the government to tighten its cannabis regulations until authorities take action to prevent its abuse by the nation's youth, understanding that following the decriminalisation, there was no guidelines or act to actually control its use, or its cultivation, or retail sales, etc. And so we've been living through this twilight zone. The first reading passed through Parliament, but then it was voted down, primarily by the Democrats, but also about half of the Bumjai Thai party. Let's go through this article, and many of the speakers at a health seminar were concerned about the ease with which youths and adolescents can access cannabis at this time. Just noting there that the House is set to deliberate on the cannabis bill, which focuses on ways to limit access, cultivation, sale and the use of the plant in November, after it struck down an earlier version of the bill. Supporters of the bill fear the legislation, which is the flagship policy of the coalition Bumjai Thai party, might not be passed before the Parliament's term expires in March next year. Now, it hasn't been able to get through Parliament so far because it's really only the Bumjai Thai party and a few minor independents, just single independents, who have been voting for it, even though that's still a good third of Parliament. Now, if it doesn't get through after the election, I would say there's going to be even less support in Parliament for the passing of any cannabis bill. So there is some sort of urgency by the people that support the bill. Let's have one final look before we finish today. What's happening with Typhoon Noru making landfall in Vietnam, bringing powerful winds and heavy rains. This from CNA, and it says that Typhoon Noru barreled into Vietnam's central coast early Wednesday. The second paragraph saying that Vietnam's third largest city, Da Nang, high-rise buildings shook in the strong gusts that toppled trees and tore roofs from homes across the central region. Large-scale power outages were also reported. More than 200,000 people in Vietnam had taken refuge in shelters overnight. But the third paragraph there, wind speeds were slower than initially feared, but forecasters say that heavy rain would continue into the day and warned of landslides and serious floodings. As we said, we will keep you up to date with that story. Any milestones, any important headlines that you need to know, we'll make sure we pass those on to you. But from us at TNT, thanks for joining us. Keep dry, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.